have some changes to the Lemurs roster, so we'll have to incorporate those into tonight's starting lineups. Looking at their lineups, Lemurs led off by Ty Morrison. He's playing left field. At shortstop, batting second. Travis Danker, he's over at third base. He's in the 3 spot. Dennis Phipps just picked up today. He will be the designated hitter, batting fourth. Bel Nieves is at first base, batting fifth. In the 6th spot in center field, Drew Martinez. Matt Coach will be catching, batting seventh. In the 8th spot, it will be Reggie Wilson playing right field. And batting ninth is Cesar Valera. He is at second base. On the mound, Matt Sergey for the Lemurs. So Sergey on the hill. He'll be going up against Ethan Carnes for the the Texas AirHogs here this evening in Game 1 of what will be a 3-game series. We're hoping the rain will hold off, as there is rain in the forecast, but no clouds as of yet here at the ballpark. It is a bright and beautiful day here in Grand Prairie, Texas. We drove through some rain to get here, but no rain yet here in the stadium. So let's take a quick look at the starting lineup for the Texas AirHogs. Here the AirHogs will be led off by Michael Herr. He's in center field. Juan Sanchez is at shortstop, batting second. Burt Reynolds is in left field, batting third. And in right field, in the cleanup spot, it'll be Nick Akins. Devin Rodriguez is at first base, and he is batting fifth. KJ Alexander, well, he's the catcher, batting sixth. Cody Linehan, he's over at first base, batting seventh. Brian Bistain, well, he's on the infield as well, second base, batting eighth. DuPont is the catcher, as Will DuPont, or the DH, and Ethan Carnes again on the hill. We'll take a look at your pitching matchup here in a moment. Looks like the umpires are at home plate. I believe the managers have exchanged lineups. We'll be back in a few moments here after this.
When you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
All right, Grand Prairie, Texas, site of the ball game here today between the Texas AirHogs and your Laredo Lemurs. AirHogs looks like they're about to take the field. Lemurs over in the third base dugout. AirHogs in the first base dugout. Let's take a look at your starting pitching matchup for the AirHogs. They'll be throwing lefty Ethan Carnes. Carnes went to Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma, so OU. 6'4", 230 pounds. He just was signed recently. Graduate of Klein Oak High School. He pitched collegiately at Texarkana College, Howard College, and the University of Oklahoma. Just 1 year with the Sooners, though, and he was drafted by the Yankees, 21st round back in 2013. He spent 3 years in the Yankees farm system, 2 years with Staten Island and the New York Penn League team there for the Yankees. Last year, he made 9 appearances, 7 starts, posting a 3-0 record with a 1.98 ERA in 36 and a third innings pitched. He is in his first year of independent ball at the AirHogs. He made a start on May 21st with against Kansas City. He got the win, throwing 5 and a third innings, giving up 1 run. It was earned on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So he is 1-0 with a 1.68 earned run average here to start the year for the Texas AirHogs. That is Ethan Carnes. For the Laredo Lemurs, they'll be throwing Matt Sergey out on the mound. Sergey so far this season is 0-0 with a ERA of 0.00 in his one start this season. That was against Fargo. He threw 6 innings, gave up no runs, just 2 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts, but he did not factor into the decision as the Lemurs ended up losing to the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks in extra innings by a score of 1-0. So one of those close games the Lemurs have played this year. So we have the national anthem going on here. We'll be back in a few moments when it's done.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details. Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Uni-Trade.
All right, national anthem in the book. James Nasser here with you. Let's take a quick run through the lineups one more time in case you're just joining us late here in Grand Prairie, Texas. For the Laredo Lemurs, they'll be led off by Ty Morrison in left field, J.D. Pulfer at shortstop, Travis Danker at third. Dennis Phipps, just picked up today, re-signed. He was with the team last year, is a designated hitter batting fourth. Abel Nieves at first base batting fifth. Drew Martinez sixth in center field. The catcher is Matt Coach batting seventh. In the eighth spot in right field, Reggie Wilson. Over at second base, Cesar Valera, he's batting ninth. And the pitcher tonight, Matt Sergey, the right-hander for the Lemurs. For the AirHogs, they'll be led off by center fielder Michael Herr, Juan Sanchez batting second at short. Burt Reynolds is in left field batting third. The cleanup hitter, Nick Akins, he's in right field. Devin Rodriguez is the fifth batter at first base. KJ Alexander bats sixth. He is the catcher. Cody Lenahan at third base batting seventh. The eighth hitter, Brian Bistain, he's at second base. And bringing up the lineup, Will DuPont is the designated hitter batting ninth. Ethan Carnes on the hill for the Texas AirHogs. Your manager for the Laredo Lemurs, Pete Incaviglia, James Frisbee is the manager for the the Texas AirHogs. Umpires tonight, Cody Lowe is behind the plate. Taylor Payne is at first, and at third is Tim Creamer. I remember these guys from last year, in fact. So a repeat crew as far as they've been in the league before. We will see how they are here. So at least we get a different umpiring crew. Not that the last one was bad, but it's always nice to mix it up and see a different crew and not have the same crew in back-to-back series. Well, not just back-to-back series, but we had the same crew back-to-back series, so you didn't want them to have that whole homestand the same one, so you don't want to have them follow here for a third series. Looks like Carnes out there about done with his warm-up pitches as he gets ready to face this Lemurs lineup. This ballpark, well, it's mostly turf here at the ballpark at Grand Prairie. Actually, they changed the name. A couple years ago, it was Quick Trip Park. Last year, it was known as the ballpark at Grand Prairie, and this year, it is being called AirHog Stadium. So changing the name up a couple times. Ethan Carnes, the lefty out there on the hill. His defense around him, he has Herr in center, Reynolds in left, and Akins in right. On the infield, you have at third base, Lenahan at short, Sanchez at second, Bistain, and at first, Rodriguez behind the plate, Alexander. Ty Morrison leads off the inning for the Lemurs. He'll dig in. So Morrison digs in. Left-handed batter. Been a pretty consistent hitter so far for the Lemurs this season. He's been batting in the leadoff spot, the third spot. I think we even saw him in a cleanup spot one game. First pitch of the ball game, called a strike at 7:10. So we've been starting 7:09 in Laredo, and here in Grand Prairie 7:10. So a little late in both ballparks. And the 0-1 to Morrison, a swing and a miss, 0-2. Morrison batting .355, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. He also has 2 steals to his credit so far in the early part of the season. I said one of the better hitters, .355, leads the team in batting average. Fouls one away, out of play. Count still 0-2. On the hill, Carnes, the former Yankees farmhand. I don't see too many of those in this league. Pitch up and away for whatever reason. I don't really know. But it is interesting to see how some teams have a lot of members of certain organizations. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Morrison goes down swinging for out number 1. And while other organizations aren't as present, like, for example, the Rays, you had 4 guys from the Rays with the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, or former members of the Rays. And then you have a couple of former Rays with the Lemurs, and you'll see a bunch of them. And there's a few others. Diamondbacks are well represented in the American Association. Yankees, though, aren't as well represented. Pitch to J.D. Pulfer, right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Low for ball 1. Pulfer, the shortstop for the Lemurs, batting .172, no home runs, 2 runs batted in on the season for Pulfer. He's been getting hot here lately for the Lemurs. The wind and the pitch, Carnes finding the outside edge, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pulfer has strung together a couple games with some hits in a row. In fact, he has a hit streak of 3 right now. Now the pitch, Pulfer taking low for a ball. Count now 2-1. So he's got a hit in 3 straight games, trying to extend it to 4 games here. That was after starting the season with a double in his first game. And then the next few ball games, he went hitless. So he's come out of his early season. You hate to call it a slump, just finally getting his legs under him. He grounds one hard to short, but it's right at Sanchez, and he fires over to Rodriguez for the out. 6-3, the putout of Pulfer. So Carnes off to a good start. 2 up, 2 down for him, but he'll have to face off against Travis Danker. And speaking of getting hot, Danker he is hit in his last 6 ball games. He has 2 home runs on the season, batting .296 with those 2 dingers and 6 runs driven in for the Lemurs. Third baseman, who's batting in the 3 spot tonight with the recent acquisition of Dennis Phipps, who is tonight's designated hitter. He waits on deck. Carnes, the lefty, fires away from the windup to the right-handed hitting Danker. Pitch low for a ball, 1-0. I remember talking to Danker before the season, and he was telling me one of the things he likes about playing in this ballpark is out in left field. You can kind of see it on our camera. Sorry, I apologize for the camera angle. The pitch taken up high. 2 balls, no strikes. I'll try and get it to level out, but in order to give you the whole field, it kind of has to be at some of an angle or more of the field. I'm up the first baseline, as you can tell, and being the visiting ballpark, I don't have access, or the visiting team. 296 hitter is Danker, and he drills one into the bullpen down the left field line, and it's 1-2 or 2-1. But so you're seeing my view pretty much here, and being the visiting team, I don't get access to all the cameras that they have around the ballpark. So you're stuck on the road with just the view that I have, and here's the 2-1 pitch. Danker swings, hits one to the left side, but it's to the third baseman. Lenahan shuffles 1 step to his left, makes the play, throws to Rodriguez at first, and that ends the inning. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Carnes in the first. We go to the bottom half, and the AirHogs will come to the plate. It's still a scoreless ball game, Lemurs and AirHogs.
Continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific Boys and Girls Clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Texas AirHogs to the plate for the first time against the Laredo Lemurs. Your Lemurs went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. Try to straighten this camera out a little bit. That seemed to work. Leading off the inning for the AirHogs, it'll be Michael Herr, the center fielder. He'll be followed by Juan Sanchez, the shortstop, and Burt Reynolds, the left fielder. Defensive alignment for the Lemurs. Matt Sergey is on the hill. Matt Coach is pitcher. Infield, Travis Danker at third, J.D. Pulfer at short, Cesar Valera at second, Abel Nieves at first. Outfield left to right is Ty Morrison in left, Drew Martinez in center, and Reggie Wilson in right field. Michael Herr batting .346 with 3 home runs, 8 runs driven in. He is one of the league leaders in all of those statistical categories. He's off to a hot start for the Texas AirHogs this season. He was, in fact, the player of the week for the first week of the season in the American Association. First pitch from Sergey is down low for a ball, 1-0, the count to Herr. So Herr is off to a hot start. Hopefully the Lemurs pitching staff can cool him off a bit. There comes the wind and the fire to Herr. Taken for a strike, 1-1. Sergey with the wind, righty-righty matchup. Herr taking another strike, 1-2. So Herr off to that hot start. And this team, a very young team here in Texas, well, Grand Prairie as well. Not a whole lot of guys. The oldest guy is Nick Akins, born in 1987. So does that put him 29? The pitch, a swing and a miss in the dirt. Coach is going to have to pick it up and throw to first with it. A little bit low, but the catch is made by Nieves. So a 2-3 put out of Michael Herr for out number 1. So Matt Sergey continues his hot start here to the season, striking out the first batter he sees, and one of the hottest hitters in the league in Michael Herr. I mentioned he was up there in a lot of the categories. Herr is tied for first in home runs. A bunch of guys have 3, though. When it comes in terms of batting average, well, he's not quite leading the league. Your league leader is David Rome with a .478 batting average. Those numbers will all come down. Still Herr very high with those high 390s numbers. Pitch swung on in line to left, down towards the line, and that'll be a base hit for Juan Sanchez. He's going to round first and head to second as the left fielder, Morrison, misplaying it out there a bit. He would have had the double, I think, anyways, or it would have been close, that's for sure. He thought about going to third, but Morrison recovered it in time. So Juan Sanchez, on the first pitch he sees from Lemurs starter Matt Sergey, takes it down the left field line for a double. This AirHogs team has been pretty good at the plate this season. One of the best hitting teams in the league. Now their pitching hasn't been great, but they're as a team hitting .261. with 10 home runs. Those 10 home runs good for second in the league. They are behind only St. Paul, who has 13. If you were wondering where the Lemurs were in home runs, well, they have 2 on the season so far, both by Travis Denker. Burt Reynolds at the plate. He's got 3 home runs and 3 RBIs, as well as a .310 batting average. Curveball finds the zone for a called strike, 0-1. Yes, Burt Reynolds is the name of the outfielder here for the Texas AirHogs. AirHogs going with their black and red jerseys. They have, well, if they have the same color combinations they've had the last couple years, they have a black and red and a red and black. A check swing, it looks like he went through the zone, and home plate umpire Cody Lowe says, yes, you did. And it's 0-2. So Reynolds, though, as I said, the black and red, so it's mainly black, but some red on the sleeves, red under the armpits, and red letters that say AirHogs across the chest, red numbers in the black. The lettering and numbering is outlined in silver, and they go with the white pants. Lemurs with their camo jerseys. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Reynolds goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts on the inning here for Sergey. Sandwiched between them, that double by Juan Sanchez. So Nick Akins will come to the plate with 2 outs and a runner at second. Akins batting .310, 3 home runs, 3 RBIs. He also has 2 steals on the season. So a lot of guys on this AirHogs team with multiple home runs. Akins, Reynolds, all with 3 home runs. And each of them has hit more home runs than the Lemurs team as a whole so far. The pitch to Akins into the dirt for a ball, 1-0. And, well, you take those 3 guys, you add them up, that's 9. And how many home runs did I say the AirHogs had? Well, that's 10. So you have 3 guys accounting for 9 of the 10 home runs for the AirHogs so far on the year. So we'll see how the Lemurs pitching staff fares against those guys, as it appears those are their big hitters and the key guys to really slow down. Sergey lifts the leg, fires plateward, called strike. Count now 1-1 to Akins. So we'll keep a close eye on those trio of hitters. Juan Sanchez with 2 home runs on the season. I'm sorry, just 2 guys have 3 home runs, Reynolds and Herr. It says on the scoreboard Akins has 3, and Sergey going to go plateward with it. Swing, ground ball towards short, moving to his left, making a nice play. It's Pulfer. He'll fire sidearm to first, and in time. That's the end of the inning. So 2 strikeouts and a ground out, as well as giving up the double there for Sergey, but he's off to a good start here in the first. We go to the second. Still a scoreless ball game between the Lemurs and the AirHogs.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties, shredded cheddar cheese,
The creamy sauce,
creamy steak sauce. My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties, shredded cheddar cheese,
The creamy sauce,
creamy steak sauce. My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Dennis Phipps digs in at the plate to lead off the inning here in the top of the second. Phipps was a key member of the team the last couple of seasons for the Lemurs. Here comes the pitch, taken high for a ball. Phipps the righty against the lefty in Carnes. 1-0 the count. He was started the year in the Mexican League, but well, apparently he is no longer there. Called the strike. 1-1. He got released out of the Mexican League, did Phipps, and he's joining the Lemurs again. With Monclova this year in the Mexican League, played in 44 games. He had 8 home runs and a .221 average. Pitch down and away for a ball, 2-1. Last year for Laredo, though, played in 99 games for the Lemurs out of the 100, where he hit .336 and 17 home runs. The year before, there's a swing and a high fly ball down the right field line, giving chase is Akins, and he will slide and make the catch out there in the right field corner. I can't actually see him make the catch. I had to wait for the umpire to give the signal as there's a wall coming up there in the right field corner. And he slid. Once he started to slide, he fell out of view from me. So the out is made, a fly out to right of Phipps. But in 2014, Phipps played in just 66 games with the Lemurs, so 33 less than he did in 2015. It was at 2/3 of the season in that year. He hit .335 with 15 home runs and 47 runs batted in. Last year, 76 RBIs. Pitch low for a ball. The batter, Abel Nieves. Nieves, a former AirHog, so he's making a return here of sorts. He played with the Lemurs last year, though, as well as spending some time in Mexico. The pitch, Nieves taking for a called strike, 1-1. But in 2014, Nieves split the season between Grand Prairie. Well, he spent most of the year in Grand Prairie before being traded at the end of the year over to the Wichita Wingnuts. A 1-1 pitch, Nieves taking, called a strike, 1-2. Then last year, Nieves joined the Lemurs before going on to Mexico in the middle of the year and then coming back for the playoffs. 1-2 pitch, just a bit low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nieves batting .190 with an RBI, no home runs here in the early parts of the season for the Lemurs. Carnes on the hill, the former Yankees farmhand, kind of angled towards the first baseline. His stance out there is a bouncer. One hop back to Carnes on the hill. He'll throw over to first, and that's the second out of the inning. 1-3, the put out of Nieves, out number 2.
Now batting for the Laredo Lemurs, center fielder number 4, Drew Martinez.
That'll bring up Drew Martinez to the plate, center fielder for the Lemurs. Well, it's nice having a guy like Martinez batting in the 6th spot. It's almost like starting the batting over all over again. Martinez, who is a contact guy, a guy who really will probably be a leadoff hitter on any other team in the league. Pitch taken, called a strike. Looked like it might have been a little bit high, but it found the zone, 0-1. Batting .286 on the year, 3 runs driven in. No home runs. He does have a steal, though. Left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher. And the pitch from Carnes. Curveball just misses, and it's 1-1. So I kind of have the same angle here that I do in Laredo, except I'm up the first base line instead of the third base line. Carnes will fire away. Pitch swung and fouled back to the screen. Count 1-2. And Laredo, I'm up the third base line, and I'm about even with the third base on deck circle. Here I'm up the first base line and about even with the on deck circle. I might actually be closer to home plate just by a bit here in Grand Prairie, but it's very, very close. Just mirror images as far as where the broadcast booths are located. 1-2 the count. The pitch from Carnes, swing and a foul away left side and out of play. It's a beautiful day here in Grand Prairie. They've had some rain lately, but it's sunny out. There was a lot of rain when I looked the other day in the forecast, but nothing today so far. We did drive through rain coming up here. Pitch swung and fouled back to the screen, 1-2. So keep hoping that the rain will subside and keep away the rest of the series, so we don't have to have any delays. But we shall see. Count still 1-2 to Martinez as he keeps fighting away, battling at the plate. This field a turf field except for home plate and the mound. The wind and the pitch. Martinez swing, grounder down the first baseline, but foul again. Martinez has fouled off the last 4 pitches he's seen from Carnes. Yeah, this turf field. We'll see another turf field when we go to Wichita. Although last time I was in Wichita, which was last season, home plate was turf as well. So the only clay or dirt you had on the field was the pitcher's mound. So we'll see if that is still the case when we go up there this season. I am assuming it is. I don't know why they would change it. Here comes the 1-2 again to Martinez. He moves the bat a bit. Doesn't go through the zone, though. It was high. Count now moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Martinez. Waiting on deck, should Martinez reach, is Matt Coach, the Lemurs catcher. Now the wind and the pitch, 2-2, swing and a foul away. Again, left side out of play. This ballpark, it's designed to look like an airplane hangar. Goes with the theme of the team, the AirHogs. You've got this metal tin kind of siding along it. The entrance, it looks like the outside of a hangar. The 2-2 pitch is just barely tipped. Oh, Martinez just got a piece of it, and it was unable to be caught by the catcher Alexander. Got under his glove. Count still 2 balls and 2 strikes as we go to the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Now the wind, another 2-2 pitch. And that time it's foul tipped, but Alexander handles it. So that's strike 3. We go to the bottom of the second. As the Lemurs go 1-2-3 once again here in the second inning. AirHogs come to the plate. 0-0 Lemurs and AirHogs.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies.
Devin Martinez leads off the inning for the Texas AirHogs. Devin spelled D-E-V-O-N. Rodriguez. Spelled like Rodriguez. First baseman for the AirHogs, batting 160. No home runs and 1 RBI. The pitch, Rodriguez taking for a strike, 0-1. The pitcher, Matt Sergey for the Lemurs. Sergey, who's been excellent this season, as well as last season, enters the ball game riding a 26-inning inning streak of scoreless innings in the regular season here in the American Association. The pitch taken inside for a ball, 1-1. And, well, he added to it. He went 27 with that shutout first inning. So hopefully you see some more shutout innings from Sergey here today against this tough, scrappy AirHogs lineup. The pitch taken, and it's just outside, 2-1. The AirHogs got a bunch of home runs at the end of their last game against Fargo Moorhead Redhawks as they used the long ball to power them to victory. Here comes the 2-1 offering. Rodriguez with a swing and a foul away, left side out of play. Count 2-2. Sergey has pitched against this AirHogs team. This AirHogs team. Against the AirHogs. It wasn't really this team. Back on August 25th last year, Sergey threw 9 shutout innings. Yes, a complete game shutout in a 9-0 ball game. He gave up just 1 hit and walked 1 batter, had 12 strikeouts against a AirHogs team that was still named the Grand Prairie AirHogs. 2-2 pitch, swung and grounded down the first baseline, but foul. Count stays 2-2. And that AirHogs team was really, they were not good. They were really bad. They set the league record for most losses in a season. I think they hit something in the low 220s as a team batting average. They were just not a good lineup, especially at the end of the season. Not to belittle anything Sergey did, but as that pitch just misses low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. But yeah, he steamrolled that team, and it's certainly, I say it's a very different team. Only one person is left from that team last season with Grand Prairie to the team this year here with Texas. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. The pitch, swing, ground ball down the first baseline. It is fair as it hops over the bag at first. Nieves with it, though, will tag first base himself for the out, and Rodriguez is retired to start the second inning. So, yes, a very different ball club, and that's what I mean. This, obviously, team that's second in the league in home runs is not the same team that was one of the worst teams in home runs last year, and certainly the worst team in batting average last year. The AirHogs this season already off to a pretty good start, even in the batting average area, as they are in 5th place in the league in batting average at 261. They are ahead of the Lemurs by 10 points. First pitch to KJ Alexander, misses for ball 1. Alexander, the catcher for the AirHogs. Sergey fires away, just down and away for a ball, 2-0. So yes, a different ball club. In fact, the coaching staff is almost completely different. The only returner or returnee is Jeff Russell, the pitching coach. 2-0 pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen, and that's really one of the only bright spots of that AirHogs team last year. Is for most of the year, they had one of the top 5 pitching staffs in the league. They did kind of falter towards the end of it as the season drug on, but they were still a pretty solid staff overall and made it work, even though they had one of the worst defensive teams in the league as well as the worst hitting team. The pitch, swing and a miss. Count now 2-2 to Alexander. Now Sergey trying to get himself ahead of Alexander. He evens it up here. Well, the 2-2 pitch swung on and lifted in the air to right center. Martinez and Wilson will converge. It'll be Wilson, the right fielder, making the catch at the edge of the shade for out number 2. Ballpark, you have, as I finished describing it to you a little bit, down the lines, it's 330 down the left field line. I can't see the line down the right field line, but I think it's about the same, 330. In left center, you have 366. It's around 400 in straightaway center. As it kind of juts out there. The deepest part of the ballpark, though, is that left center, just past the scoreboard in the corner. The batter, Cody Lenahan, to the plate, takes low for a ball, 1-0. There is a pool out there in the outfield. In right field, you can't really see it, but there's a red part of the wall sticking out, or the padding part is red. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. A check swing, but it hits the bat. It's foul ball. 1-1. The count to Lenahan, who's batting 148, no home runs and 1 RBI. And they have a fan deck, a pool deck out there. It's not a very big pool, but it is a pool. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch to Lenahan. Swings, and he hits one hard into center field, a little bit right of center for a base hit on a line, and that'll be a 2-out single for Cody Lenahan.
Now batting for your Texas AirHogs, second baseman number 2, Brian Bistain.
Brian Bistain to the plate. Second baseman for the AirHogs with 2 outs and a runner on first. So Texas with 2 hits so far in the ball game. One was a 1-out double in the top of the first inning, or bottom of the first inning, by Juan Sanchez, and that a 2-out single by Cody Lenahan. Brian Bistain, the second baseman, at the plate, batting .409 with a home run and 4 RBIs, pitch called a strike. Bistain, spelled Bistagne. So it looks like Bistagni, but that's not how it's pronounced. The pitch, breaking ball. It's a slurve, just a little bit low, and it's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sergey has a 4-seam, 2-seam, a bit of a cutter as well, and his breaking ball he likes to throw is what he calls a slurve, so it's a cross between a slider and a curveball. Now the 1-1 pitch. Bistain hits one on a couple bounces through that hole on the left side of the infield. Diving was Danker, but he couldn't get it. And it'll be a single for Bistain. So back-to-back 2-out singles. Have runners on first and second for the AirHogs with their 9th hitter up. He's the DH, Will DuPont. Don't usually see a designated hitter batting 6th in the order. Or sorry, not 6th. You usually see him batting somewhere around there, between 3 through 6, usually 3 through 5, but I mean 9th in the order. He's wearing number 6 as Will DuPont. Getting a lead over at second is Lenahan, looking back at Sergey. DuPont swings and hits the first pitch he sees down the right field line. This could be trouble, and it is a foul ball. I can't see the line. I have to wait for the umpire to make the call out there as it got far enough that it was out of my line of sight. DuPont has only played 1 game so far with the AirHogs, and he went 0 for 4 in that ball game with 1 strikeout. So he's still batting with straight zeros across the board. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss by DuPont. Count 0-2. Lefty batter against the righty pitcher. DuPont versus Sergey. Sergey looks back over at second and delivers, and it's just outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to DuPont. Sergey. Lemurs with the gray pants, camo jerseys, fires the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball just outside again. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So even count to DuPont as he tries to put the AirHogs on the board. Sergey trying to keep them off the board, and that pitch will be fouled off. I think it caught a piece of coach's helmet, the catcher, and it's fouled away. Count still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking back a second again, Sergey, another 2-2 pitch. Swing, ground ball, right side down the first base line, and it's just foul. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. So even count to DuPont as he is the last hitter in the AirHogs lineup. It'll go back to the top of the order with Michael Hurry. Certainly don't want it to get there. Here comes the pitch into the dirt, blocked by Coach. He comes up looking to throw, and that's going back to second base is Lenahan, the runner over there at second. Now a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on. Destain at first, Lenahan at second. Still a scoreless game. Lemurs and AirHogs tied at 0. Bottom of the second. So with 2 outs and in a force situation here on the base paths, full count on the batter. The runners will be moving on the pitch. Throwing from the stretch is Sergey. He sets, looks back over at second. Now lift the leg, deliver plate, where the 3-2 pitches popped up behind home plate and over the screen, foul out of play. Count stays 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still the count to DuPont. Sergey will wipe some sweat from his brow. Sun going down. You have shadow stretching all the way to the warning track in right field. You have still a lot of sun in left center and a little bit in center field. The whole infield is cast in a shadow. And a little streak of light there in left field. Standing right behind it, though, is Morrison. He's standing in the shade. Shaded a bit towards left center is Morrison, playing the hitter to pull. The pitch to DuPont, another 3-2. There go the runners. Swing and a miss. DuPont goes down swinging. Nice work by Matt Sergey to get the big strikeout when he needed one. His 3rd of the ball game. We go to the top of the 3rd. Lemurs with the coming up to the plate. They're still tied at 0 with the AirHogs.
Such as the Texican.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Matt Coach leads off the inning, and I think I've got all of our technical difficulties worked out. The internet here is not the greatest. Matt Coach to the plate. He leads off the inning here in the second. Pitch called, a strike, 0-1. Coach batting 160 on the year, catcher for the Lemurs. With 2 RBIs, no home runs. Carnes fires plate where that pitch is swung and lined right at the shortstop. Sanchez goes down to his knee and makes the catch for the out. And there's one away, but Coach hit that ball very, very hard. Can't ask for much more out of him. Reggie Wilson to the plate. Right fielder for the Lemurs. He's been the leadoff man the last couple of ball games. He's hit very well for Laredo. He tries to bunt one. I don't know if he pulled the bat back or not. It looks like home plate umpire says he did. He was almost running out of the box there. 1-0 the count to Wilson. And the pitch, Wilson taking for a strike. 1-1. Wilson batting .296 though. No home runs and an RBI on the year. No stolen bases for him just yet this season. He is very fast though. The pitch taken for a called strike. 1-2. Wilson riding a 5-game hit streak. And in that hit streak, there was a span of 3 games where he had multi-hit games 3 in a row. That ended, though, in the last ball game, pitched down in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wilson. But he still did get a hit. In fact, it was a double, which was the only extra base hit the Lemurs got back 2 nights ago in the 10-9 win over the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And, boy, that was an exciting game. You had this back-and-forth ball game. The Lemurs were up at one point 10-4. Swing ground ball softly off the side of the mound. It'll go to the second baseman Bistain, and he'll try to get Wilson at first, and he just barely does. Wilson, in a bang-bang play, is called out at the bag, 4-3, the putout. Out number 2. Wilson is, like I said, incredibly fast. He almost beat that out. Cesar Valera to the plate, second baseman for the Lemurs. Tonight, they've been kind of rotating between Valera and Rondon here lately. So Valera gets the start today, though, against the left-hander. Valera, a righty. Rondon is a switch hitter. But we have seen Rondon play against righties and Valera against lefties so far. The pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. I don't know if that's the strategy for Pete and Cavilla or if they're maybe competing for a full-time starting spot. I don't know the situation, but that's what we have seen so far. The pitch to Valera taken outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Valera, the righty, against Carnes. Carnes will wind, kick, and deliver. Swing, ground ball towards the hole on the left side. Diving is the third baseman, Lenahan. He's up to his feet, throws to first in time. 5-3, the putout of Valera. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Lemurs have gone 3 up, 3 down in the first 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the third. It is still a scoreless ball game between the Lemurs and the AirHogs.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Back to the top of the order, Michael Herr leads off the inning for the Texas AirHogs. Herr, the righty, against the righty in Matt Sergey. Sergey will wind and fire. Herr will swing and lift the pitch into right center, or actually more right field, as Reggie Wilson has no trouble with it. It's hit pretty much right at him. He makes the catch for out number 1. So Herr starts off the ball game 0 for 2. It's a nice way to start off the ball game for Matt Sergey against the American Association Player of the Week for the first week of the season. Now Juan Sanchez to the plate. Sanchez, the shortstop for the AirHogs. The pitch. Sanchez taking this time on the first pitch, and it's 1-0. He swung at the first pitch his first time up, and he hit a double down the left field line. Now the 1-0 finds the zone, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Sanchez at the plate. Oh, wait. The 1-1. It's down and away on the off-speed stuff. 2-1. Sanchez played in the Frontier League last year with Lake Erie. In fact, the last 3 years he played with Lake Erie in the Frontier League. Last season he hit .266 with 5 home runs. The pitch from Sergey, the 2-1. Taken for a strike outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sanchez, though, originally with the Minnesota organization, made it up to the Gulf Coast League with the Twins before being traded over to the Brewers, where he was there for a while. Pitch fouled up and away over the screen. Count still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sanchez. He made it up to AAA back in 2012 with the Brewers, but just 6 games there in AAA. Spent a lot of time at Huntsville that year in 2012. 46 games with the Huntsville Stars, who have since moved to Biloxi, or the Biloxi Shuckers. But he hit 189 at AA in the 46 games back in 2012. As a career, he's a .247 hitter in affiliated ball. Certainly, you can see why he is here. The pitch swung on and hit hard into left field, and Morrison going back to the warning track, and he'll make the catch about a foot from the wall. Well, a couple feet from the wall, and that's out number 2. So a long fly out to left field is out number 2 off the bat of Sanchez. Burt Reynolds to the plate, 0 for 1 of the ball game. Reynolds, right-handed batter. Against the righty, he was drafted by the Nationals out of Bloomfield Tech in Bloomfield, New Jersey. The pitch, Reynolds swings, pops one up over my head here, and it's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the ball game. That was in the 30th round of the 2006 draft by the Nationals. But he didn't sign. He ended up signing, though, a couple years later with the Rays as an undrafted free agent. Made it up to low A Bowling Green with the Rays. He swings and hits one hard into left center as Martinez and Morrison will chase it, but they'll run out of real estate, and that ball is out of here over the left field fence, and Burt Reynolds has himself his 4th home run of the season. And the AirHogs lead 1-0 over the Lemurs. And there goes the scoreless inning streak for Matt Sergey. He went 2 2/3 today, so add that to his 26 innings, and he's 28 2/3 innings pitched of scoreless baseball. But that ends here with that Burt Reynolds solo home run. Out to left center. Not quite to the deepest part of the ballpark, but just about. Nick Akins at the plate takes a ball, 1-0. Akins 0 for 1, grounded out to short his first time up. But Reynolds last season was with the Mariners organization. He was at AA with Jackson, and Akins swings and misses a big cut. Reynolds last year did hit .333. That was just in 3 games. So he spent most of the season at High A Bakersfield, where he hit .206 with 5 home runs. Well, kind of surprising to see him struggle there with at high A Bakersfield. He also played low A Clinton at 250 there. That pitch popped up right side, and it'll get out of play. Foul, count 1-2. Talking about still Burt Reynolds. Usually guys play better in high A than they do in double A. Well, say high A. High A in the California League, like Bakersfield, than double A in the Southern League. At least as far as hitters. Of course, still only 3 games, small sample size, doesn't really count double A, but there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning, but a solo home run off the bat of Burt Reynolds makes this a 1-0 ball game. Lemurs trailing the AirHogs. We go to the top of the 4th. Lemurs to the plate.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. All right, we have a fun little race for you.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs.
Ty Morrison leading off the inning for the Lemurs. Here at the top of the 2nd, so top of the order, and Morrison lays down a beautiful bunt down the third baseline. The throw will be high and wide, and it'll get into the dugout of the AirHogs. Or not dugout, but the bullpen, and Morrison awarded second base. He'd already kind of taken a turn there. He had beaten the throw clearly, and really an ill-advised throw by Lenahan, as Morrison has great speed, and you can't ask for a better bunt than that. And that'll break up the no-hitter here in the top of the 4th. Lemurs had yet to get a base runner through the first 3 innings. They went 3 up, 3 down through the first 9 batters, or 9 up, 9 down, but 3 up, 3 down each of the first 3 innings. But Morrison, who struck out his first at-bat, bunts for a single, bringing up J.D. Pulfer with a runner on second base thanks to the throwing error by the third baseman Lenahan. The pitch taken on the inside corner, called a strike, 0-1. So Pulfer at the plate. Lemurs trying to win the first game of the series and win back-to-back games for the first time this season. They won on opening day. They then won later on in Game 4 of the 4-game series against the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. So they lost the middle 2 games of that series, and then they won the final game of the series against the Winnipeg Goldeyes just 2 nights ago. So they have yet to win back-to-back games, as they have won 3 games this season. So they've won, they've gone 3-4. So they've done the whole win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 2. Hopefully we can win 1 and then win another one, and then another one, and keep it going. The pitch to Pulfer, taken up and away, 1-1 the count. In the standings right now in the American Association, you've got the Texas AirHogs and the Joplin Blasters tied atop the South Division with a record of 4-3. The Lemurs right now are 3-4, as I mentioned, and the Wichita Wingnuts 2-5, where the Lemurs will go after playing here in Grand Prairie. The 1-1 pitch, Pulfer taking up high again, count 2-1. So Pulfer being patient at the plate here with a runner on second base. Lemurs trying to tie things up after the scoreless ball game was broken up by Burt Reynolds there in the bottom of the third inning. He had a solo home run out to left center. Carnes on the hill comes set, throwing from the stretch for the first time tonight, towing the third base side of the rubber. He'll fire away, and it's low for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. So Pulfer now with a hitter's count here as he awaits the 3-1 pitch from Carnes. Out there on the mound, Carnes mentioned drafted by the Yankees 21st round in 2013, spent 2 years at Staten Island last year, 36 innings pitched, or 36 and a third innings pitched. The year before, a total of 32 and a third innings pitched. Carnes sets, kicks, and the pitch. Swung on and popped up right side or get out of play. As it's a foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count now full. Fan apparently making a nice play down there. Gets a chorus of cheers. It's too far below me. The angle, I couldn't see it. Ball game still 1-0, 3-2 the count to Pulfer. Runner on second is Morrison. The pitch taken high, ball 4. So first walk of the ball game issued here by Carnes as he starts off the inning giving up a bunt single and a walk. Travis Danker to the plate. Danker on the day is 0 for 1, grounded out to third on a very nice play made by the third baseman, Cody Lenahan. Runners on first and second. Big opportunity for the Lemurs. There's a move towards second. Morrison scampers back, but no one covering the bag there. So Morrison at second, Pulfer at first. Danker at the plate. He's hit 2 home runs on the year. He hit a home run in back-to-back ball games. A pitch up high for a ball. That was in the first 2 games of the series against Winnipeg. Both games were Lemurs losses, and now Alexander's going to go have a talk with his pitcher, Carnes, out there on the mound. But Carnes had some solid years with the Yankees there in their New York Penn League team, Staten Island, going 3-0 in both seasons with them, with an ERA in the high ones, a 1.98 in 2015 and a 1.95 in 2014. He was a starter last year, more of a reliever the year before. So some decent numbers, pretty solid actually to have gotten released there and not given a chance at some of the higher levels at low A or high A. 1-0 the count here to Danker. The pitch taken up and maybe a little bit outside as well, 2-0. So now you're going to come and fire a strike here to Danker down 2-0, and you know he's looking to hit something out of this ballpark, or at least drive something somewhere in this ballpark. Wind blowing out to left softly here at AirHogs Stadium. Lemurs trying to even things up. I was talking about the standings. A win here tonight would put them even with the AirHogs at 4-4. Pitch called a strike on the outer half. Count 2-1. Radar gun probably about 3 to 4 miles an hour off from what I've been seeing today and what I know some of these guys throw. I'll have to go double check between innings. The pitch to Danker outside for a ball, and it's now 3 balls and a strike. So Danker again in a hitter's count here against the AirHogs starter, Ethan Carnes, sorry. There is a Nathan Carnes. No relation, though. It's spelled differently. I do believe. That's why I keep wanting to call him that. Yeah, Nate Carnes pitches for the Mariners and the Rays. The pitch swung and fouled away, or grounded towards the mound. I was looking, a shard of the bat went foul towards third, but it's off the mound to the right side, and Carnes had to go grab it and flip over to first for the out. 1-3, the put out of Danker, but Pulfer and Morrison both move up. Certainly probably not what Danker was hoping for in that at bat, but he does push the runners along and puts them both into scoring position for Dennis Phipps. 0 for 1 of the ball game is Phipps. A fly out to right field on a nice play by the outfielder Akins as he slid into what from my vantage point, thought it might have been foul territory. It was very close down the line. He made a sliding catch out of my view. Phipps at the plate, right-handed hitter. Spent time in the big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds. The pitch to Phipps, a swing and a grounder foul towards the third base dugout where the Lemurs are, and it's 0-1. The Lemurs now with Phipps back on the team. The corresponding move with the release of Alex Nunez. And the pitch, breaking ball a little bit high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Phipps back in 2012 made his big league debut with the Cincinnati Reds, played in 8 games, had 11 plate appearances, 3 hits, 1 home run, a double, drove in 2 runs, also walked once and struck out 4 times. The pitch, Phipps taking down in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Alexander. Phipps, a guy with a lot of power, also some pretty good speed. He's not the fastest runner, but he's certainly not the slowest. He has above average speed, certainly. He's got a very strong arm out in right field. Likes to try to throw guys out at first if he gets the chance. The pitch, curveball swung and hammered to right center. And coming in, sliding again, making the catch is the right fielder, Akins. But he won't have a play at the plate as Morrison tags up and scores easily on the sacrifice fly by Phipps. Boy, Phipps got robbed of a possible hit again by Akins. What does he have to do to get a hit here? But it'll be a sac fly and an RBI for Phipps here in his first game back in a Lemurs uniform, out number 2. But the Lemurs have tied things up with the AirHogs. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Abel Nieves to the plate. Pulfer still over at second base. He did not advance on the sacrifice fly to right field. So he'll be getting a leadoff over at second with some neon shoelaces on his cleats. The pitch to Nieves, a foul off of himself, and the count 0-1. Can't tell. I think they're just black kind of tops on the cleats, white on the bottom, and then, or the lower portion of the cleats, not underneath the bottom, but on the sides, black on the top, and then it looks like neon, like a yellow shoelace. And now a move towards second. No one covering the bag. This is a turf field, so I wonder how many guys are actually wearing cleats instead of more of a turf shoe. Some guys like to wear the turf shoes on these fields, but you do have the home plate, the batter's box area, which is the clay. Now the pitch, Nieves swings, fouls one back behind home plate against the wall, count 0-2 to him. Nieves, a former member of the Angels organization, was drafted by them. He spent a lot of time in the American Association as well as some time in Mexico over the last handful of years. He's down 0-2 to Ethan Carnes. The pitch down and out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Nieves. Certainly a veteran, a guy who's played in this ballpark back in 2014. He was with the AirHogs, and he was a postseason all-star with the AirHogs and Wingnuts. He spent the last 20 or so games with the Wingnuts there as he got traded at the deadline. The pitch to Nieves in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So yeah, was traded at the deadline back in 2014 to the Wingnuts. They went on to win the championship with his help. But he had one of the best years of his career in this stadium, making it his home. He readies in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Nieves. Carnes lifts the leg, delivers high for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now the count to the Lemurs first baseman. Runner on second base. 1-1 the score. AirHogs and Lemurs all tied up. Lemurs on the road for the first time this year. They'll be going on to Wichita after this to face the Wichita Wingnuts. Carnes delivers payoff pitch to Nieves. He'll swing, ground it right back up the middle. Carnes fields it on a hop, though, and he'll underhand to first for the out. 1-3, the put out of Nieves. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Lemurs put up a run, though, and they tie things up here against the AirHogs.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
A creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it.
You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarria's is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Devin Rodriguez leads off the inning for the Texas AirHogs. 1-1 the score. Lemurs with a run in the fourth. AirHogs had their run in the third, so Lemurs have yet to lead in the ball game. But it is a tie game once more. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. Rodriguez at the plate here for the second time tonight. Grounded out to first, his first time up. The 0-1 taken high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez, left-handed batter, swings and fouls one away. Back behind home plate, count 1-2. In his second year as a professional, went to University of California, Berkeley. Just 24 years of age. He'll turn 25 in October once the season is over. Played with Rockford last year in the Frontier League, the Rockford Aviators. That's where the new manager for the AirHogs, James Frisbee, was. He was with Rockford, and he brought over some of his players from last year with him here to the AirHogs. The pitch to Rodriguez, taken on the outside corner, called strike 3. Another strikeout here in the evening for Matt Sergey, Lemurs' starting pitcher. That'll be his 5th strikeout of the night. So he's off to a pretty solid start here. Just the solo home run there in the third inning. Only run he's allowed. He's given up a total of 4 hits so far through the first 3 1/3. The batter, KJ Alexander. The catcher, the pitch taken high for a ball, 1-0. As I mentioned, this team, this AirHogs team, a very, very young team. Pitch swung on and hit hard into right center. Racing back is Martinez. He'll reach up. He won't get to it. It'll roll to the wall. Martinez firing from the outfield, and it's cut off by Pulfer. A double for Alexander here with 1 out on the inning. Alexander was undrafted out of Dallas Baptist University a couple years ago, so he was part of a pretty solid team there at Dallas Baptist. Signed with the Yankees as an undrafted free agent back in 2014. Played in their Gulf Coast League as well as last year with their New York Penn League team in Staten Island. So he played with the starter Ethan Carnes for the AirHogs, and then also had a couple of games, actually 4 games, up at AA with Trenton, the Trenton Thunder, last season. To the plate, Cody Lenahan, the third baseman, left-handed hitter. Ryan Lenahan is a tall drink of water. The pitch taken for a called strike, 0-1. Lenahan listed at 6'4", 200, also last year with the Rockford Aviators. There are 5 position players that were with the Aviators last season, if that doesn't tell you what James Frisbee, the manager for the AirHogs, thought of his Rockford team last season. The pitch, Lenahan with a swing and a miss, 0-2. He also has one pitcher from that team last year, so not many pitchers. Rockford must have had that good hitting team, but not a great pitching team, as only David Russo is brought over from Rockford from their pitching staff from last season. But 5 position players from Rockford last year. Cody Lenahan at the plate. The pickoff move to second and just not in time. Wow. I thought they had KJ Alexander there, but the tag was a little bit late by Pulfer, as he had to kind of work his way around the diving Alexander and then had to make the tag. It was pretty close there. Nice move by Sergey. Pitch to Lenahan, a swung on and hit hard to left on a line, but tracking it nicely is Morrison, and there's out number 2. Boy, this AirHogs team, that they're known to be a good hitting team here this season, as they started off the season pretty hot. And they've actually hit the ball pretty well. They've made some solid contact already with 6 hits in the ball game. Sorry, 5 hits in the ball game. But there's been some other balls that have been caught that have been hit well. Brian Bistain to the plate, second baseman for the AirHogs. The pitch, Bistain going to take a low on the slurve, 1-0. Bistain, right-handed hitter. One of those former Rockford players, pitched down and away for a ball, 2-0. Last year played in 89 games for Rockford, hit .270 there with 3 home runs and 36 runs batted in. He played the last 2 years at Rockford. Well, in 2014, he started the year with the normal Corn Belters of the Frontier League, before going over to Rockford and playing 76 games with the Aviators. He actually played in the American Association in 2013 with Sioux City, where he played in just 30 games and hit .221. He also played in 2012 with Sioux City, where he played 83 games and hit .257. And in 2011 with Sioux City, a total of 48 games and hit .300. So three partial seasons with Sioux City, pitched low and out of the zone, 3-0 the count. Bistain was in the American Association. He played 1 year of affiliated ball. In fact, that's where he started his pro career. Back in 2009 with the Twins in the Gulf Coast League, after finishing up at Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. He is from Glendale, California, though. The pitch, Bistain taking a strike to get me over. 3-1 now the count. From that Gulf Coast League, though, just the 1 year in the Twins organization, 35 games played, hit .228. He went on to the Golden Baseball League in 2010, as well as the American Association with Fort Worth for 12 games. He's played in the Frontier League and the American Association over the last 6 years. The pitch just off the plate outside. I guess it looked pretty good from here. That'll be ball 4. So Bistain walks here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 the score. Lemurs and AirHogs tied up. Bistain on first. Over at second, KJ Alexander, he doubled to get there, and he hasn't moved since. Will DuPont to the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And boy, he had a 9-pitch at bat in the second inning. So DuPont taking in the dirt for ball 1. Blocked by Coach. Nice work there. Coach has done some pretty solid work behind the plate, especially tonight, blocking some pitches with men on base. Really been impressed with his work back there so far this season. DuPont, the batter, drafted by the Blue Jays, 16th round back in 2012, out of Lafayette High School in Wildwood, Missouri. Just 22 years of age is DuPont. He's played in 2 affiliated organizations, Blue Jays in 2012 and in 2013 in the Gulf Coast League. The pitch, DuPont taking outside, 2-0. Pitch around 94. I'm going to go with 3 miles an hour off this radar gun. I think I remember last year them saying it was 3 miles an hour off, and that said 91. And I know that Sergey's been hitting 94 this season. The pitch taken, and that pitch said 92, so about 95. Count now 2-1. Boy, some guys mid-90s look slower than other guys mid-90s. If the radar gun is right, or if I'm right in that with the radar gun. Count 2-1. The pitch swung on, grounded foul down the first baseline. Count now 2-2. Pitch around 92 miles an hour. We play with the Blue Jays in the Gulf Coast League and as well with the Astros in the Gulf Coast League. So 3 straight seasons in the Gulf Coast League for the batter Will DuPont before getting released. And in 2015, he played 33 games in the Pecos League with White Sands, the White Sands Pupfish, where he hit .322, really tore apart the Pecos League, and then played with Rockford for 6 games where he hit .182. Pitch in the dirt. Coach couldn't quite block it. Get hit off of him and rolled off to the side a bit, and runners will advance. We'll see how the official scorer rules that. And looks like manager Pete Convilia is going to come out and have a chat with his infield. No action in either bullpens. I can actually see the bullpen now. The Lemurs bullpen back in Laredo is shielded by the wall. You can't see it. I'm actually kind of directly facing the bullpen here, depending on what angle I seat myself at, but I can easily see it. And even the one down the right field line, the AirHogs pen, if I just lean forward a bit and look to my right, I can get a pretty good vantage point of that as well. Boy, we missed the rain today here, but I said we drove through it. But other teams around the league, they did not or have not been so fortunate. Already 2 delays, 1 postponement and 1 delay due to rain around the league. We'll get to the scoreboard when we get to the 5th inning, so next half inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count to DuPont. He swings and hits one in the air into right center. Wilson trying to track it down, and he will. That'll end the inning as 2 men reach base for the AirHogs there in the 4th, but they keep him off the scoreboard. And we go to the top of the 5th. 1-1, Lemurs and AirHogs.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubba boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn: Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo.
Lemurs and AirHogs going at it here. Top of the 5th inning. Lemurs with 1 run, as do the AirHogs. The pitch bunted well, pulled back. The bat is Martinez, 1-0. He watched it go by. He squared around at last second, withdrew it. Count 1-0. Martinez 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging. He did have a very long at-bat, a 10-pitch at-bat his first time up, and he swings and hits one high in the air into left center. And now backtracking is Reynolds. I say backtracking. He had been moving to his left. He had to stop and then move back to his right, making the catch for out number 1. Matt Coach now to the plate. He hit one hard his first time up, lined out to shortstop, but it was caught. A very, very strong hit line drive. Take a look around the scoreboard I mentioned over in Lincoln. The Lincoln Salt Dogs and Winnipeg Gold Eyes, it says postponed due to rain. So I guess they will be playing tomorrow, a doubleheader. As Carnes ready's on the hill. Also delayed due to rain in Gary. The Gary South Shore Railcats and Joplin Blasters. First pitch to Coach called strike, 0-1. So I guess they might still be trying to get the game in there in Gary. It does say delayed. Sometimes they just hit delayed and when it actually is postponed. Here comes the pitch. Swing, ground ball, hit hard down the third baseline, but foul. It'll go towards the Lemurs bullpen. Count 0-2. Over in Sioux City and Sioux Falls going at it again. Look, they've been playing for the last week against each other. Here comes the pitch, up and in. Yeah, they opened the season against each other. Sioux Falls sweeping Sioux City. And then Sioux Falls went and played St. Paul, and now Sioux Falls and Sioux City are playing again. What kind of scheduling is that? You play the same team twice in 3 series. The pitch to Coach, taken high. I get it, kind of towards the end of the year or something like that. You end up playing a lot of divisional games, but goodness. To open the season, you don't. We're playing our third team in our third series. 2-2 to Coach. Swinging a high fly ball into left field. Reynolds took him a second to read it. Now he has to charge in, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 flyouts to left. Here for the first 2 Lemurs batters in the 5th. Over in Fargo-Moorhead, the Red Hawks and Wingnuts are just underway. They're in the bottom of the 1st there. Still a scoreless ball game between the Wingnuts and Red Hawks. St. Paul continues to terrorize the American Association. Last year won 74 games, 1 game short of tying Sioux City for the best record in the league and for tying them then for the new record for most wins in American Association season. Reggie Wilson taking high for a ball, 1-0. But they started out the year, did St. Paul. They came into the ballgame with a 6-2 record. Well, the pitch, Wilson taking a called strike. A 6-2 record, leading the North Division, and they're already up 4-1 over the Kansas City T-Bones, and then they're in the bottom of the 5th there. The pitch, swing and a miss. Wilson can't find it. Now the count 1-2. And of course, here in Texas at Grand Prairie, the AirHogs and Lemurs tied at 1. Wilson checked his swing. The pitch was in the dirt. He'll go back to the wall, and well, maybe that was one he should have swung at so he could get to first base on the drop third strike, but of course you don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know, I wonder if anyone's ever intentionally struck out on a pitch like that so they could get to first base. The 2-2 pitch, Wilson swings, grounds one to the right side. The first baseman, Rodriguez, coming off the bag, is going to have to flip to the pitcher covering the mound, and Wilson diving into first, head first, won't get there in time. So a 3-1 put out of Wilson. Another 3-up, 3-down inning, the 4th of which the Lemurs have had to plate this ball game. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 1-1, Lemurs and AirHogs.
Lemurs specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Michael Hurd leading off the inning for the Texas AirHogs here in the bottom of the 5th. Lemurs and AirHogs tied at 1. First meeting of the season between these two ball clubs. And I struggled to decide. I don't know. No one's really told me which way it's going, but historically, which team to count this as, the pitch, or if it's a new team altogether. Called a strike, 0-1, the count to her. 0 for 2 in the ball game is her. A strikeout and a flyout. But this team, the Texas AirHogs, as the 0-1 to her is swung on and fouled away right side out of play. They are a combination of Amarillo and Texas, or Amarillo and Grand Prairie, but they'll be splitting their home games between Amarillo and Grand Prairie. However, the only player from either Amarillo or Grand Prairie from last season is Sam Martin, and he was with Grand Prairie last year. And the only member of the coaching staff from either of those teams is a former Grand Prairie coach as well, the pitching coach Jeff Russell. So he is still with the ball club. So I don't know whether to call them historically go with the namesake AirHogs. Last year the Amarillo squad was the Thunderheads. In fact, that was the first year that they had that name. Previously they were the Sox, and before that the Dillas. The pitch to Michael Herr. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He goes down swinging for the second time tonight. Nice work there. Another strikeout. 6th of the ball game for Sergey. Juan Sanchez 1 for 2 with a double in the ball game. Will now dig into the box. He doubled back in the first inning. So I am struggling to go who to count for them historically. Historically, the Lemurs have done well against the AirHogs. There's a swing, ground ball towards the middle. Pulfer ranging to his left. He hurries the throw to first in time to get Sanchez. 6-3, the putout. Nice work there by Pulfer. I think I'm just going to go with the namesake AirHogs, especially since we'll be playing more games in Grand Prairie than we will be in Amarillo whenever we travel to face them. And they're keeping AirHogs. They didn't keep Thunderheads or Sox or any of that. To the plate, Burt Reynolds, who hit the home run, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Home run and a strikeout. The pitch, Reynolds with a swing and a miss, can't find the off-speed stuff, and it's 0-1. Texas made a change today. They released Kenny Peoples Walls. There comes the pitch. 0-1, down and away on the off-speed pitch, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Sergey with the 1-1. Reynolds with a swing and a pop foul behind home plate and over the screen. But this lineup for Texas, the top half, certainly the top half at very least, is a very strong lineup here in the early part of the season. Again, it's still a little hard to make any clear-cut assertions as to what a team is or isn't, as we're only 7 games in the season. There's a swing and a high pop-up on the infield. Pulfer and Valera both converging. Valera's calling for it, the second baseman. He'll make the catch, and that'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Matt Sergey, his first of the ball game here in the 5th inning. As we go on to the top of the 6th, Lemurs coming to the plate as they try to break this 1-1 tie with the AirHogs.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Grand Prairie, Texas. It's our top of the sixth. Lemurs to the plate. They'll be led off by Cesar Valera, leading off the inning here in the sixth. As it's a 1-1 ball game, Lemurs and AirHogs are all knotted up through the first 5 innings. Still on the hill, Ethan Carnes, the starter for the AirHogs. The pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. Valera, 0-1 in the ball game. AirHogs have gone through the lineup. This will be the second time through once Valera's at bat is done. Now the 0-1 to Valera. Taken low for a ball, 1-0. Really take a look at these two teams, and they're built very similarly, at least lineup-wise. The pitch to Valera, high for a ball. Maybe a little less power on the Lemur squad than on the AirHog squad, but we'll see as the season goes along. And a little more contact for the Lemurs team, but certainly both teams that can hit the ball. Well, the 2-1, Valera taking up high. However, when I say similarly built, that does not include fielding. At the moment, the AirHogs have the worst fielding team in the American Association. That pitch swung, grounded the right side of the second baseman, Bistain. He'll scoop it up and throw to first, out number 1, 4-3. The put out. The AirHogs, through the first 7 games, committed 11 errors. That's second in the league for most. The most committed by the Gary South Shore Railcats. Boy, they've committed 12 errors coming into tonight, but that was through 8 games. So far, though, the AirHogs have played error-free baseball here tonight. We'll see how long that continues. Ty Morrison to the plate. Actually, they haven't. They have committed an error tonight. Morrison reached second on a throwing error. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. So, no, the AirHogs have committed an error tonight. Just one, though. Morrison, the lefty, against the lefty Carnes. The pitch swung on and lined down the left field line, but foul. It'll go into the, actually, it'll just miss the Lemurs bullpen. The bullpen backs right up to a turf berm, and it hopped over the low wall there. The berm kind of angles down towards the field level, and so the wall at the edge of the berm is very low, and it hopped over that low wall right at the edge of the bullpen, and that pitch just misses outside. Fans don't like the call. It was an 0-2 pitch. Count now 1-2 to Ty Morrison. So lefty-lefty matchup. Morrison 1 for 2. He singled in the fourth on a bunt, a beautiful bunt. Ended up scoring on a sac fly by Dennis Phipps. The 1-2 pitch. Morrison swings, hits it right side. Right to Bistain again, the second baseman, who will throw over to first. And the second out of the inning. So first 2 outs are ground outs to the second baseman, Brian Bistain. That'll bring J.D. Pulford to the plate, 0 for 1 with a walk in the ball game. Well, this Lemurs offense tonight not doing what they did 2 nights ago, which was absolutely pound the opposing pitching. That night was the Winnipeg Goldeyes pitching staff. Tonight, though, a different story against Ethan Carnes. The winded pitch to Pulford, taken for a strike, 0-1. But still plenty of time to change that. Gonna have a couple of big innings here. At least that's what we're hoping for in the later portion of the ball game. 0-1 pitch, Pulford taking low, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Pulford walked in the fourth, ended up getting stranded at second base that inning. Now the pitch taken again low for a ball. Count 2 balls and a strike to Pulfer. Fans didn't like that call either. Carnes towing the third base side of the rubber, winds and delivers. Low ball 3. So Pulfer with a good count for him to hit a pitch here, 3-1. He'll be looking for something he can drive here. With 2 outs on the inning in a tie ball game, 1-1, Lemurs and AirHogs. Carnes adjusting the ball in his glove, finds the pitch, fires away, line drive right side, diving Bistain makes the catch, robbing Pulfer of what for sure would have been at least a single. Bistain makes all 3 outs, 2 ground outs and a line out there in the 6th. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Lemurs and AirHogs tied at 1.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reductions store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
South Texas families never strike out.
Leading off the inning, Nick Akins for the Texas AirHogs. The pitch from Sergey up high for a ball, 1-0. Sergey on the hill, still the starter for the Lemurs tonight, giving up just 1 run over the first 5 innings of work. As he continues to dominate American Association hitting. Pitch inside for a ball, 2-0. So that 1 run, though, broke up his scoreless inning streak, but still, over the last 31 innings of regular season play for Sergey in American Association play, he's given up just 1 run. Pitch fouled away out of play. 2-1 the count to Akins. That's pretty good. That's actually more than pretty good. That's really good. Sergey, arguably the best pitcher on this in this rotation for the Lemurs. The pitch, Akins taking high for a ball, 3-1, and this Lemurs rotation is pretty stout. You have Ryan Beckman, who really pitched a very solid ball game the other night against Winnipeg. A wind and a 3-1 pitch to Akins. Swings and again fouls it back behind home plate. And over the screen, 3-2. The count is full. Akins, right-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher, drafted a couple of times. He went to Riverside Community College in Riverside, California, as well as Vanguard University of Southern California in Costa Mesa, California. Now the 3-2 pitch, taken, called, strike 3. Akins is rung up for the 2nd time tonight. First time was swinging this time, looking for out number 1 here in the 6th. Bottom half of the inning, 1-1, Lemurs and AirHogs tied up. But Akins was drafted twice Once by the Dodgers, 13th round of 06, actually 3 times. Once 20th round of 2008 by the Dodgers again, and then again by the Dodgers in the 19th round in 2009. Boy, the Dodgers really liked this Nick Akins guy, at least enough to draft him 3 times in the 13th, 20th, and 19th rounds. Pitch grounded down the first baseline off the bat of Devin Rodriguez, but it's fielded by the first baseman Nieves, and he'll take it to the bag himself. 3 and assist. It's the second time Rodriguez has done that. He's 0 for 3 now, a strikeout and 2 groundouts to Nieves over at first. But Akins spent 2009 through 2012 in the Dodgers organization. I guess there was just no escaping it. He was going to play for the Dodgers system at some point. They drafted him 3 times. Before 2013 came along, and he played independent ball for the first time with Joliet, Washington, and Fargo-Moorhead. Joliet and Washington, each of the Frontier League, the Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Pitched into the dirt, 1-0. The batter, KJ Alexander. Last season, however, Akins was out of baseball. This year started the season with the Southern Maryland Blue Claws before joining this AirHogs team. Pitch up and in to Alexander for a ball, 2-0. Alexander mentioned the former teammate of Ethan Carnes in the Yankees system, now again a teammate with him here with the AirHogs. Pitch hit to the right side, it'll get foul and out of play. Count 2-1. I'm not sure how good the internet quality here is at AirHog Stadium, so I'm hoping the stream is going fine. It's not having to buffer too much for you guys. The pitch 2-1 taken for a called strike. 2-2. But I know it's not always been the best here, but I've never run it over the YouTube, so I don't know. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, second strikeout of the inning for Sergey, and he goes 3 up, 3 down for the second straight inning here tonight. In the bottom of the 6th, we go to the top of the 7th. Final 3 innings of play, Lemurs and AirHogs knotted up at 1 apiece.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
The creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it.
You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarria's is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun.
Travis Danker leads off the inning for the Lemurs, top of the 7th. Danker 0 for 2 in the ball game, 2 groundouts, 1 to the third baseman and 1 to the pitcher. 1-1 the score, Lemurs and AirHogs. Danker, former big leaguer with the Giants. The pitch taken down and away for a ball, 1-0. Pitch swung on and hit high in the air into deep left center, deepest part of the ballpark. but Michael Herr will track it down for out number 1. Boy, Danker hit it hard and hit it well, but it's tough to get it out there in left center where that corner juts out. And there's out number 1. Dennis Phipps to the plate, 0 for 1 with a sac fly in the ball game. Pitch missing for a ball, 1-0 by Phipps. And the stream today, I don't have the greatest internet connection here. Pitch high for a ball, 2-0. We'll try to get that adjusted tomorrow, maybe decrease the quality of the video so that we can at least get some audio. And you can follow that way. Here comes the 2-0 to Phipps. Taken high for a ball, 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, the count to Phipps. His first ball game back with the Lemurs was with the team the last 2 years. Was in Mexico to start the year. 3-0 pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen. So Phipps swinging away on 3-0. He saw a pitch he liked and he took a hack at it, but he couldn't put it in play. 3 balls, 1 strike now the count to the Lemurs' designated hitter tonight. It'll be interesting to see how the Lemurs employ their outfield or deploy their outfield this season. They will employ them by paying them and then playing them. Pitch fouled away. 3-2 now the count to Phipps. But deploy them, put them out defensively. You have fantastic defenders with Morrison in left, Martinez in center, and Wilson in right. You add in Phipps, who is also a very good defender. Strong arm, definitely a right fielder. The pitch to Phipps, taken on the outside corner at the knees. Phipps had already flipped the bat back and was headed to first, thinking he had drawn a walk, but he goes down looking. And there's now 2 outs on the inning. He obviously thought that was ball 4, or at least was trying to convince home plate umpire Cody Lowe that it was ball 4. It's out number 2, though, in the inning here in the top of the 7th. Abel Nieves to the plate. 0 for 2 in the ball game with 2 groundouts to the pitcher. So he'll be trying to get on base and not hit it right back at the pitcher. Instead, he lifts one to shallow right, a little blooper, and it gets in for a base hit. Nieves, his first hit of the ball game here tonight. 2-out single in the top of the 7th. Lemurs still tied with the AirHogs. And now Jeff Russell, the pitching coach for the AirHogs, going to head out to the mound and have a chat out there with Carnes. It looks like someone is throwing in the AirHogs pen, so this might just be a chance to give him some time to get loose. Also some action in the Lemurs pen. I can't quite tell who it is. It's a right-hander, though. I can't see the back of the jersey, and I can barely even see, I can't see any facial features or anything like that. I can just tell it's a right-hander. So we may have a reliever here in the bottom of the 7th for the Lemurs, as Matt Sergey's thrown a lot of pitches tonight through the first 6 innings of the ball game. Batter at the plate, Drew Martinez. Runner on first base is Nieves. The pitch to Martinez high for a ball, 1-0. And, well, maybe the Lemurs will do a little more damage against the bullpen, though, of this AirHogs squad than they have against Carnes, the starter. Or maybe they can get to Carnes here in the 7th with 2 outs, start a little 2-out rally before he leaves the ball game. The pitch swung on and hit in the air into left field towards the line. It's slicing. Coming in is Reynolds and over. He'll make the catch on the run for out number 3. That'll end the inning. So 2-out singles, all the Lemurs get from Abel Nieves. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at AirHog Stadium. 1-1, Lemurs and AirHogs all tied up.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubba boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger.
I didn't want to guess. I hate guessing, especially when it comes to a substitution, a player substitution. But the new pitcher in the ball game, I said, was warming up, Kamakani Usui, number 22. So Usui in the ball game. That's who it kind of looked like to me out there in the bullpen. Still getting to know the guys. Pitch up and away for ball one. So Usui enters the ball game. And he's behind 1-0 to Cody Lenahan. The pitch to Lenahan swung on and fouled away. Count now 1-1. Usui on the season for the AirHogs. He's pitched a lot out of the bullpen already, 4 games, which is tied for second on the team in appearances behind Jose Nivar with 5. So he now ties Nivar for appearances. But Usui has yet to allow an earned run. He's given up 1 run. It was unearned on 3 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and 4 2/3 innings pitched. So recordless and with an ERA of 0. That pitch swung on and hit high into the air. Shallow right center, Wilson and Martinez. It'll be Martinez making the catch. And there's out number 1 as Lenahan flies out to center. So 1 away. And Brian Bistain to the plate. Bistain, the second baseman for the AirHogs. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game with a walk as well. Single and a walk for Bistain today. So Usui going to try and keep him off the base paths here. The right-hander firing away, swung on and hit in the air into left center field. Shallow charging is Martinez. He'll reach down and make the basket catch. Running at full speed there for out number 2. So 2 flyouts to shallow outfield. 1 to shallow right center, 1 to shallow left center. And Will DuPont to the plate. So Usui working quickly here against these AirHog hitters. So far this season, Usui against righties, he's faced 10 of them. And they're hitting 200 against him. So 2 hits allowed to right-handed hitters. Usui firing away to DuPont. Swing and a miss, 0-1. But against lefties, he's faced 8 of them. He's given up just 1 hit, good for a 143 average. He's also walked 1 and struck out 2 when it comes to lefties. So he's done very well against, well, both lefties and righties. Pitch called a strike there to DuPont. 0-2 the count. Usui peering in for the sign. He'll come set on the hill, head 0-2, trying to strike out DuPont. DuPont's already struck out once in the ball game, 0-2. Pitch outside. 1-2 now the count. Boy, if the radar gun really is 3 miles an hour off, and if it was accurate, that was around 95, 96. Usui sets on the hill, towing the first base side of the rubber, and he'll fire away the 1-2 pitch. Swing, ground ball, left side. Danker, who is playing way over towards shortstop, will field it and throw over to first for the out. 5-3, the put out of DuPont, and that'll end the 7th. So no score in the 7th inning for either team, as we've gone 3 straight frames, neither team scoring. It's still 1-1 as we go to the 8th inning between Laredo and Texas.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Carlos Massell to the mound for the AirHogs. Massell, the 6'1", 191-pound right-hander who last year pitched for the Bakersfield Blaze of the Mariners organization. That's High A in the California League. He'll be facing off against Matt Coach. Massell winding and delivering. Pitch to Coach, called a strike, 0-1. So each team going to the bullpen here. It took, starter for the AirHogs, Ethan Carnes went 7 innings. Matt Sergey, the starter for the Lemurs, went 6 innings. Massell winds and delivers. Each starter giving up a run, pitch high for a ball, 1-0. I'm sorry, 1-1. First pitch was a called strike. 0 for 2 is Coach today. He lined out to short in his first at bat, really getting robbed of a hit. He just happened to hit it right at the shortstop, Sanchez. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Coach taking a little bit high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Massell on the year, 1-0 in 4 appearances. No saves on the season for him. He does have an ERA of 1.69, 5 1/3 innings pitch fouled away just up and over the screen. Count 2-2. He's given up 2 runs, only 1 earned on 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 hits on the year for Massell. Even count here against Coach, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Massell peering in. He is throwing from a windup. Not every reliever does that with no one on. The pitch taken just a bit high. Check swing there by Coach. He almost went, but he didn't quite. And the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Matt Coach leading off the inning here in the top of the 8th in a 1-1 ball game. The pitch swung on and a little shallow flare to really just behind the bag at first, barely into the outfield in foul territory, and it's caught by the first baseman Rodriguez for out number 1. Reggie Wilson to the plate. Wilson, the right fielder, 0 for 2 in the ball game so far, 2 ground outs, 1 to first and 1 to second. Left-handed hitter against the righty, Massell. So Wilson, his first 2 at-bats coming against the left-hander, the starter, Ethan Carnes. But now he gets to face a righty. The pitch 1. Give you your lines on your starting pitchers here in a moment. As Massell winds and delivers the pitch to Wilson, taken high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, tie score 1-1, a low-scoring ball game here between the Lemurs and AirHogs. Lemurs put up a lot of runs in their last ball game. They scored 10. And the AirHogs, well, they've been a power-hitting team here in the early goings of the season. Pitch up and out of the zone. In fact, their 1 run came on a solo home run by Burt Reynolds. Not that this is a surprising score, but it is a little lower scoring than maybe expected for each team. The pitch, 2-1 offering, swung on and hit hard in the air into center, running back, and then stopping is her as that ball was just gotten a little too much under by Reggie Wilson, and it's out number 2, fly out to center. Well, my game live is not one to pull up. I know a lot of you are following the game tracker online, and as we are having some issues with the stream here tonight. But to show you how the internet problems we're having, I can't even get the game live to come up. Here comes the pitch to Valera. Swing ground ball left side towards the shortstop Sanchez. He'll fire to first, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Massell. 6-3 the put out of Valera, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if the Lemurs go to the bullpen again or if Usui will come back out. 1-1, Lemurs and AirHogs tied up.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suits.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store.
Kyle Winkler on the hill for the Laredo Lemurs here in the the bottom of the 8th. Keep thinking we're the home team. We're not the home team. We're on the road. We're in Grand Prairie, not in Laredo anymore. And Kyle Winkler to the mound. Winkler on the year so far with the Lemurs. 0-0 with allowing an earned run so far. 2 innings pitched in his 2 appearances. He's walked 2 and struck out 1 so far on the young season. He'll be having the challenge of facing the top of the AirHogs order, Sanchez, and Reynolds. Winkler towing the third base side of the rubber, kicks and fires from the stretch, swung on, grounded down the third baseline. It'll spin foul, and Danker will grab it while it's still in foul territory. And the count 0-1 to Michael Herr. He just chopped it barely down the third base foul line. 0-1 the count to Herr. I have Sanchez's picture up on the board, but it's not Sanchez. It is Herr. So far today, Herr 0 for 3. And boy, he's not accustomed to that. He's been tearing the cover off the ball this season to open the year up with the AirHogs. Winkler, the righty against the righty Herr. The pitch. Breaking ball finds the zone. 0-2. Winkler has a bit of a hitch in his delivery. It's kind of cool. I'm sure it's partially done for distraction purposes, to throw off the hitter. Maybe not distractions, but, add a little quirk so that it's tougher for the hitter to read. Pitch swung and grounded towards short. Charging it is Pulfer. He'll fire to first for the out. 6-3, the put out of Herr. He's now 0 for 4 in the ball game. Pitching keeping Michael Herr in check so far. Herr, who, in his last ball game was 0 for 4 with a run scored, was 0 for 3 in the ball game before that. While Fargo did a great job against Herr, going 0 for his last 7. Herr now 0 for his last 11. Well, maybe even more. He went 1 for 3 in the first ball game against Fargo, but I am not sure when he got that hit in that ball game. Pitch swung on and popped up shallow right field. Valera, the second baseman, going out calling for it as he's only about 2 feet into the grass-colored turf off of the dirt-colored turf, and he'll make the catch for out number 2 of Juan Sanchez. Yeah, Herr started off the year. He went 0 for 3 in game 1 of the season, then went 2 for 3, 3 for 5, 3 for 5 against Kansas City. So he had a total of 8 hits in the series against Kansas City. He had 4 runs scored. He hit 2 home runs in that series and hit 6 RBIs to open the year. Also walked 4 times in the series against the T-Bones up there in Kansas City. But since then, Herr has struggled. He's only 1 for his last 14 with 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, actually 5 strikeouts now with the 2 today. That 1 home run, his only hit was the home run, and he has 2 RBIs. So Herr has struggled since coming back to Grand Prairie. They started the year on the road, did the AirHogs, out in Kansas City, and he tore it up there. But, yeah, here in Grand Prairie, Texas, Michael Herr is struggling. Burt Reynolds at the plate, 1 for 3. He has a solo home run in the game. That's the only run of the ball game for the AirHogs. Here comes the second pitch of the at-bat from Winkler. It's taken for a called strike. The first pitch was a ball, so it's 1-1. I missed it. I was looking at Michael Herr's numbers here. They don't have a working scoreboard here. The scoreboard lights are all off. They have a video board, but no scoreboard. And actually, the radar gun seems to be working, at least decently well. 1-1 pitch. Winkler, low for a ball. Count now 1-1. Or sorry, 2-1, not 1-1. To Reynolds. Winkler with 2 outs and no one on. 1-1 the score. AirHogs and Lemurs. Lemurs visiting. We'll be going to Wichita next. Take on the Wingnuts, who have started out this season struggling as they are in last place in the American Association South Division. Pitch inside. 3 balls and a strike. Now to Reynolds. Take a look around the scoreboard again here in the American Association. Your 2, looks like they're going to be rainouts today. In Lincoln, the Salt Dogs and Gold Eyes, and a rainout in Gary, the Gary South Shore Railcats, and the Joplin Blasters. 7-0 right now in Fargo. The Fargo Moorhead Redhawks lead the Wichita Wingnuts 7-0, bottom of the 3rd. Pitch swung on, and a little blooper towards the second base bag, and it's caught by the second baseman Valera. He was playing Reynolds to Poole, so that'll end the inning. 2 pop-outs to the second baseman and a ground out to short. We go to the 9th. Last frame of baseball. 1-1 the score, Lemurs and AirHogs.
For details.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
New pitcher in the ball game for the Texas AirHogs here in Grand Prairie. It'll be Alan Oaks. Oaks, University of Michigan grad, drafted a couple times. Once by the Tigers in the 50th round out of high school, where he went to Divine Child High School in Dearborn, Michigan. And then the 8th round by the Florida Marlins back in 2010 out of the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. So certainly a good decision to go to college. He jumped up 42 spots in the draft, or 42, not spots, but rounds in the draft, so a whole lot of spots. Spent a few years in the Marlins organization from 2010 through 2012. Ended up playing independent ball after that. Got picked up in 2014 by the Lake Elsinore Storm, or played with the Lake Elsinore Storm. Got picked up by the Padres system. Only played there for a year. And then it was back to independent ball. He spent last year with Schaumburg and Traverse City in the Frontier League, making 9 appearances with both teams. He did play with St. Paul in the American Association for 6 ball games back last season as well. The pitch to Ty Morrison, a called strike, 0-1. So top of the order, as a new reliever for the Lemurs had to face off against the top of the order for the AirHogs. He went 3 up, 3 down. Now the new reliever for the AirHogs going to have to do the same. The pitch swung on and missed, 0-2. The batter, Ty Morrison, he is 1 for 3, a bunt single and a run scored. 1-1 the score, Lemurs and AirHogs. We're in the top of the 9th. This game cruising along as we're only 2.5 hours in, not even 2.5 hours in. We're like 2 hours and 13 minutes in. The pitch into the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A quick moving game. Not a whole lot of hits. Only 2 walks dished out by the pitchers tonight. 1 for each team. Been a pitching-dominated game. The pitch taken low, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. But hopefully the Lemurs, top half of the order here, can get it done against Oaks. Oaks, one of the top 5 in the league in saves. He has 2 on the year already, 3 appearances, but he has an ERA of 12, 0-0 on the year. 3 innings pitched. He's given up 4 runs, all earned on 5 hits, struck out 5. And that pitch will be a swing and a miss, but it'll get past the catcher and go to the screen. And Ty Morrison is aboard on a drop third strike. Boy, wouldn't that be interesting if that was the difference in the ball game. Morrison reaching on the drop third strike. And they're on the 2-2 pitch. J.D. Pulfer to the plate. Pulfer 0 for 2 with a walk in the ball game. He walked after Morrison singled, and then Morrison actually reached second on a throwing error. He had a bunt single towards third, but then third baseman Lenahan overthrew the first baseman Rodriguez and allowed Morrison to get to second. So Morrison's kind of reached twice because of errors. Just a swing ground ball through the left field, through the left side of the infield. Diving was Lenahan, the third baseman, who was played in, prepared for a Morrison sac bunt attempt, but Morrison swinging away gets his first hit of the ball game. And runners are on first and second, and in trouble is the closer for the AirHogs, Alan Oakes. So Oakes, with runners on first and second, is in a jam, and it's not going to get any easier with the big hitter for the Lemurs, Travis Danker, to the plate. Danker, 0 for 3 in the ball game, has hit the ball hard a couple of times, especially his last time up. He drove one to deep left center, but the deepest part of the ballpark, and the ballpark kind of swallowed it up as Herr was able to track it down. The pitch to Danker, up and out of the zone, 1-0. Danker has yet to see a first pitch strike tonight. In fact, he went first two pitches in his first two at-bats were both out of the zone for balls. And then in the last at-bat, his first pitch was a ball, and he swung at the second pitch. That's when he drove to deep left center. So we'll see what he does here on the 1-0 pitch. Danker taking, and it's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to Danker. So again, going 2-0 ahead of the hitters. Not really seeing a whole lot he can hit tonight. And you'll see that in this league. Guys will get pitched around a lot. It happens in the big leagues, but certainly here, when you have a guy like a Danker or a Phipps, as the 2-0 to Danker comes in, is swung on and hammered to deep left center. Reynolds is giving up on it, and that ball sails out of here. A 3-run home run by Travis Danker, and this game has been blown wide open. A drop third strike to put Morrison on, a single by Pulfer, and a home run here by Danker. It's 4-1. The Lemurs lead the AirHogs in the top of the 9th here at AirHogs Stadium in Grand Prairie, Texas. Danker touches them all, and that's his third, what his son would call a bombie of a season. Travis Danker's son, Jet, likes to call home runs bombies. He'll ask to go hit bombies at the ballpark. Danker gets mobbed in the dugout by the teammates. Here comes the pitch to Phipps in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Danker loves it. If you missed the interview that Warren Shore, my partner, did with Danker after the ball game a couple nights ago, it's on Facebook, the Lemurs Facebook, and he asked him what it meant to him for him to be able to come to the ballpark every day as Phipps swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Is to have his son there at the ballpark and to give his son some batting practice on the field after the games with his toy bat and ball. And Danker just ate up the question. He loved it and got a chance to just brag on his son and just loves every minute of being able to spend time with his family here in the later stages of his career and see his son on the baseball field and have his son watch him play and hopefully be able to remember those times. And certainly Danker will always remember these times. Pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike, the count to Phipps, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He's a sac fly. Pitch down in the dirt for a ball. And it's now 3-1, the count to Phipps. And, well, the Lemurs put Danker in that fortunate situation. You get 2 men on. You can't afford to walk a guy like Danker, so you get down 2-0. You're going to have to throw a strike. And a guy like Phipps to the plate, certainly a strong hitter. It gives Danker some protection in that you can't walk Danker because the next guy is just as good as a hitter. Here comes the pitch to Phipps. He swings and hits one hard in the air to left field. That's going to fall for a hit and bounce up and over the wall for a ground rule double. And that's the kind of ability that you have with Danker and now Phipps in the lineup. You have 2 guys that can hit for power and hit into the gaps and drive it for extra bases. Something the Lemurs haven't really done much this season, and that's get extra base hits. They had 14 hits, I think, the other night, and only 1 of those was an extra base hit. Their first 12 hits of the ball game were all singles, and they had been scoring runs due to it, but it's a little bit easier once you get 1, 2, or 3 singles, load the bases up, or get 2 men on due to singles and walks with these guys that you have like Morrison and Pulfer, Martinez, Wilson. Those are guys that are going to hit a lot of singles. They'll hit some doubles at times too, but a lot of singles. They all hit for a high average. You need those guys like Danker and Phipps who can hit doubles and home runs and drive it into the gaps, so you can drive those guys in from first or second and put up a couple runs on one swing. After a mound visit there by Jeff Russell, the pitching coach for the AirHogs, Abel Nieves will step up to the plate, 1 for 3. Lemurs in the lead right now by a score of 4-1. Phipps over at second base after his ground rule double. He's getting a big lead now. It goes back to second. The pitch swung on and missed by Nieves, 0-1. So Lemurs getting to the closer here, Alan Oaks. Oaks last year didn't have the greatest of years. With Traverse City, he was 1-2 with a 7.36 ERA and 9 appearances, all out of the bullpen. Same with Schaumburg, 9 appearances out of the bullpen, but better as he was 0-0 with a 2.25 ERA, pitched low for a ball, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike to Nieves. So he had kind of mixed results last year with those two squads. Also had 8 appearances with Southern Illinois in the Frontier League last year with a 7.04 ERA and a 2-1 record. And then St. Paul last year, 6 appearances all of the pen and a 6.75 ERA. Pitch in the dirt blocked by the catcher, 2 balls and a strike. Catcher Alexander getting some work back there behind the plate, as keeping it very, very low is the pitcher Oaks. Overall last year, though, 3-3 with a 5.94 earned run average with those 4 different teams, 3 in the Frontier League and 2 in the American Association. And that's pretty rough, especially when you look at it, and 1 was almost a 7, 2 were both above 7 with his teams, and then only that 2.25 with Schaumburg. The pitch up high for ball 3, 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Phipps. He'll be looking for something to drive, or for Nieves, I'm sorry. Phipps is over at second base. He'll be looking for something to drive here for his second hit of the ball game. We'll see what he can do. Maybe drive Phipps in and add some more insurance runs. Someone is throwing in the Lemurs pen right now, so we will presumably have another pitcher in the ball game for the Lemurs. Now the pitch, kick and fire, taken for a strike, outer corner. 3-2. It almost looked like Nieves pointed back to the mound with the bat with a little nod as if to say, nice pitch. But maybe he wasn't. Maybe it was just part of his getting ready for the next pitch. But it almost looked like he gave him a little respect there after that last pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner on second. Lemurs lead 4-1 over the AirHogs. Top of the 9th. The pitch swung and fouled back. Count stays full here in the top of the 9th inning. Travis Danker with the big 3-run home run to really blow open the ball game here tonight. And it came late here in the 9th inning. We've been tied ever since the top of the 4th when the Lemurs tied it up with their 1 run on the sac fly by Dennis Phipps. The AirHogs' lone run came on a home run to left center, almost the same spot Danker hit his. The pitch, Phipps is moving. It's in the dirt. It gets past the catcher, Alexander. Phipps is going to round third, but he will stop. That's ball 4. Nieves will go up, but Phipps should technically, I think, get a stolen bag. He was moving before the pitch. There was a full count, but there wasn't anyone on first, so it's not like he gets the base because it was ball 4. But it looks like we're going to have pitching change as James Frisbee coming out of the dugout, manager for the AirHogs. And we will. New pitcher in the ball game. We'll come back, and we'll tell you who it is here in a few moments. You're listening to Laredo Lemurs Baseball. Lemurs leading the AirHogs 4-1.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
A creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it.
You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarria's is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services.
New pitcher in the ball game for the Texas AirHogs. Keep wanting to call them the Grand Prairie AirHogs, but they're not. They're the Texas AirHogs now. And the new pitcher, it is Tyler Eyrig. No, I'm sorry, it's David Russo. Russo, the lefty. Eyrig is another lefty, but he is not the pitcher. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. The batter, Drew Martinez. So lefty-lefty matchup here. Day is done for their last reliever, Alan Oaks. Oaks gave up a 3-run home run, also put runners on the corners. So his day is not done in terms of the potential runs he can allow. Runner at third is Dennis Phipps. They did give him a steal. And over at first, Abel Nieves. Pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Lemurs are hoping to hold on to the lead in the bottom of the ninth when they get their turn out in the field, which would mean they would get the win. And it would be their second straight win, first time to get back-to-back wins this season. And boy, that would be a big weight off your shoulder there to get those back-to-back wins. The pitch swung on, grounded towards the middle. This could be trouble for the Lemurs. It's picked up by the shortstop, Sanchez. He flips to second. The relay to first, not in time. So Phipps will score on the fielder's choice. Drew Martinez fast enough to beat out that ball. Nieves is put out 6-4, but nice work to keep it at just 1 out on the inning there for Martinez. He gets himself a fielder's choice. Still 0 for 4. Now he's 0 for 4 in the ball game, but he does get the RBI. Scoring Phipps. Now a 5-1 ball game. Lemurs leading the AirHogs. So with Joplin getting rained out tonight, the pitch a little bit inside. 1-0. The batter, Matt Coach, against the left-handed pitcher. Here in David Russo. Pitch. Coach swings and hits a sky-high fly ball to deep left field. Running back, Reynolds, and he'll pull up at the wall as the ball sails out of here. Second home run of the inning for the Lemurs, and they now lead by a score of 7-1. At the first home run of the season for Matt Coach, a 2-run shot out to left field. You can see that red umbrella out there in left, kind of left center almost. That's right around where he hit the ball. Reggie Wilson to the plate. And they celebrate, mobbing Coach in the dugout. Hopefully that sparks some good things for Coach. There's a called strike to Wilson, 0-1. One of those runs will go to the past pitcher, Oaks, and one will count against the current pitcher in Russo. The Phipps scoring counted against against Oaks as well. Pitch called a strike. Count now 1-2. So David Russo, lefty, in the ball game. 1 out on the inning against the lefty here, and Reggie Wilson. Wilson fouls it away. Count still 1-2. Russo has spent his entire career in independent baseball. Entire career ranging 3 seasons. Well, this is his 3rd season. Started in 2014. He played for Vallejo and the Pacific Association. As that pitch grounded foul to the right side. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wilson. And then he played for Rockford as well in 2014, and then last year with Rockford. With Rockford last season, he went 2-1 with a 5.94 earned run average in 34 games out of the bullpen for the Aviators. He, the one member of that Rockford pitching staff that came over with manager James Frisbee. Pitched up high for a ball. 2-2 now the count. Out of curiosity, let's pull up that Rockford team from last year who went 49-47. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 2 on the inning. Lemurs leading 7. Yeah, 7. I didn't color in one of my squares here, so I thought I was wrong. 7-1 over the Texas AirHogs. They got the 3-run home run, then a single or a run off of a fielder's choice of Phipps after he had doubled. There's a called strike, 0-1. The count to Cesar Valera. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. And then a 2-run home run by Matt Coach. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball right side, but it's right at the second baseman, Bistain. He'll throw to first for the out, and that'll end the inning. So a 4-3 putout, but a big inning for the Lemurs. They score 6 runs, their highest run total in an inning this season. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the AirHogs. Lemurs trying to slam the door shut on this opening game of the series here in Grand Prairie.
Services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Last chance for the Texas AirHogs. And the Lemurs are going to leave out Kyle Winkler on the hill. And why not? They just scored 6 runs, so if anything goes bad, they can always go to the bullpen again. But why tire another arm when you can leave the previous one out there? And the first pitch flied out to right, shallow. Coming in is Wilson, and towards the line, he'll make the catch. Out number 1, Nick Akins, the batter, and he flies out to his position. 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th. Lemurs leading by a score of 7-1. Lemurs scored 1 run in the 4th and then 6 runs here in the 9th in the top half of the inning. The AirHogs scored their lone run on a solo home run in the 3rd inning by Burt Reynolds. Devin Rodriguez to the plate, 0 for 3 in the ball game. Rodriguez, left-handed hitter against the right-hander, Kyle Winkler. Winkler went 3 up, 3 down in the 8th, so he's on for a 2nd inning of work. So far, he's 4 up, 4 down here in the ball game overall. First pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Winkler has been very effective for the Lemurs out of the bullpen, as you can say for pretty much the entire Lemurs bullpen, and for the entire Lemurs pitching staff. They've been very effective this season as a whole. Just a couple of bad innings overall. Pitch called a strike. 1-1 for the pen this year. I guess now 3, but still. Solid work from the bullpen, and they're pretty filthy, this Lemurs pitching staff as a whole, and the bullpen especially. The pitch to Rodriguez. Swing grounder towards the middle. It'll be Pulfer making the play. He'll throw over to first for the out, and there's 2 away. Boy, they were shifted very hard on him. Danker was playing almost where shortstop is, and Pulfer was playing behind second. So you had Pulfer moving towards where his position is, and Danker playing in almost like a shallow short. And they cross paths. Pulfer, though, the one who made the backhanded play for the 6-3 putout. It took me a second to realize who had it. Because Pulfer was playing in a position where if it was a righty at the plate and it was a pull hitter, it would have been the second baseman making the play. But he was coming from the left. You don't usually see him come to the left and make a play at his regular position. There's a swing and a fly ball hit to right. Wilson charges in, makes the catch, and that's the end of the ball game. KJ Alexander flies out here in the bottom of the ninth. A 3-up, 3-down inning, and it's 6-up, 6-down for Kyle Winkler to close out the ball game for the Lemurs. He'll get the win tonight as the Lemurs plate 6 runs in the top half of the ninth. We will recap this ball game and give you a post-game report here when we come back in a few moments. Again, Lemurs winners here in Grand Prairie to open the series by a score of 7-1 over the AirHogs.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
All right, final here in Grand Prairie, the Texas AirHogs falling to your Laredo Lemurs. The Lemurs take the win 7-1 over the AirHogs here in Game 1 of this 3-game series here in Grand Prairie, Texas. Take a look at how things happen here in the ball game. Both starting pitchers pitched extremely well, Ethan Carnes and Matt Sergey. Carnes for the AirHogs, Sergey for the Lemurs. And it started out Lemurs to the plate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 up, 9 down, as Carnes was just knocking down the Lemurs there at the plate first 3 innings. They couldn't figure him out. For Matt Sergey, it was not quite the same. He gave up a double in the first and 2 singles in the second. And then in the 3rd inning, he gave up a solo home run with 2 outs, and it was 1-0 after 3. But he still was pitching well. Just that 1 run through the first 3 innings on the solo home run by Burt Reynolds. But we go to the 4th inning. After Carnes had gone 9 up, 9 down, Ty Morrison led off the inning with a bunt single. Then the third baseman, Lenahan, to try to get him out, overthrew first. It went into the bullpen. And so Morrison was awarded second base on the air. J.D. Pulfer would walk. Travis Danker would ground out to the pitcher, but it'll go off the right first base side of the mound, a slow roller, and Morrison and Pulfer would both advance. Then Phipps would hit a sacrifice fly out to right, scoring Morrison and tying the game there in the 4th. And that would be all the scoring for a long while. The Lemurs would go 3 up, 3 down the next 2 innings again against Ethan Carnes. And then they would get 1 hit in the 7th before Carnes finally was removed to start the 8th inning. And that's when things started to go south a little bit for the AirHogs. For the Lemurs, well, Sergey would give up a hit and a walk in the 4th, but then he'd go 3 up, 3 down in the 5th, and 3 up, 3 down in the 6th before his day was done. So Sergey's final number, 6 innings pitched, just 5 hits. He walked 1, struck out 8, and allowed 1 run. It was earned here tonight. So great pitching there by Sergey again to start the year. On to the bullpen, Kamakani Usui. No hits, no walks, no runs, no strikeouts for him in his 1 inning of work. And Kyle Winkler, 2 innings of shutout baseball as well. Hitless, 3 up, 3 down innings for Kyle Winkler. No strikeouts for him either tonight. So bullpen lacking in the strikeouts tonight, as they usually get a couple of strikeouts for each reliever, but only no strikeouts for either reliever tonight in their combined 3 innings of work. But shutout, hitless baseball, that is what you want from your bullpen. Lemurs, though, facing against the bullpen for the Texas AirHogs, well, they did some damage. They came in, and when Alan Oaks entered the ball, Alan Oaks actually pitched the 8th inning. Alan Oaks came in the 9th inning after the first reliever for them, Carlos Massell, threw a shutout 8th inning of work, actually 3 up, 3 down for Massell in the 8th. The 9th inning, though, was tied 1-1, and Oaks got into trouble. He actually struck out Ty Morrison, but it was a drop third strike. The ball went to the wall, and Morrison would reach first. J.D. Pulfer, with the infield expecting Pulfer to lay down a sacrifice bunt to push Morrison to second, Pulfer was swinging away and hit it through the left side of the infield where the hole was, with the third baseman Lenahan playing in. He really had no shot at that ball that was hit to his left. He tried to dive for it, but with his reaction time reduced by playing in, just couldn't get to that ball, and it was runners on first and second for the Lemurs. With no outs, and Travis Danker to the plate against Alan Oaks, and Danker on a 2-0 pitch would drive one out to left center for his 3rd home run of the season, a 3-run home run. The Lemurs were in command at that point by a score of 4-1. And if you give a 3-run lead to this bullpen, it's about game, and only have to get through 1 inning, it's probably game over for you. But the Lemurs decided they're going to tack on a couple more runs, as Phipps would come up. He'd hit a ground rule double with no one on. Abel Nieves would walk to put runners on first and second for the Lemurs. Actually, on the ball 4, Phipps was moving on the pitch. It would get past the catcher, Alexander, and Phipps would be safe with a stolen bag at third base and runners on the corners for the Lemurs. Drew Martinez would ground into a fielder's choice. Phipps would score. Nieves was out at second, but Martinez would beat out the ball that was attempted to be turned for a double play, leaving Matt Coach to the plate with 1 out and a runner on first. Well, Coach would drive a pitch and hit a towering home run out to left field, and it was then a 7-1 ball game. The next 2 batters would each get out, a strikeout of Wilson and a ground out by Valera to end the inning, but the damage was done. 6 runs scored there in the 9th inning for the Lemurs, and a 3 up, 3 down in the 9th and bottom half for Kyle Winkler on the mound in relief. He gets the win tonight, his first win of the season. The loss tonight will go to Alan Oaks, the reliever for the AirHogs. No save tonight, as the last pitcher of the ball game for Laredo got the win, and, it was a 6-run lead going into the 9th anyways. Let's take a look around. Let's take a look at the box score real quick. Big hitters for the Lemurs. Well, you had Ty Morrison scoring 2 runs tonight. He was 1 for 4, but he singled and scored, and he struck out and reached on a drop third strike and ended up scoring. So kind of big day for him. 1 for 3 day for Pulfer. He also walked, scored a run. Travis Danker had the 3-run home run today, was 1 for 4. Dennis Phipps, in his debut of the 2016 season with the Lemurs, played the last 2 years with the team. He ended up going 1 for 3 with a sac fly and a double, also a run scored. So he did some damage there in that 4 spot right off the bat here for the Lemurs in his first game back with the team. You had a 1 for 3 day for Nieves with a walk. You also had Drew Martinez reaching on a fielder's choice, driving in a run. A 1 for 4 day for Coach, but a 2-run home run for him. And that was all the hits for the Lemurs. Wilson and Valera both went hitless tonight, 0 for 4 each in the ball game. But let's take a look around the American Association scoreboard here really quick, and then we'll get out of here quickly. Tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch. I've been told Sunday is a 2:05 first pitch, so a day game on Sunday, but I'm still awaiting final confirmation on that. Online it says it's a 7:05 game, or a 6:05 game actually, it says online, but I don't know for certain what the deal is there. Bottom of the 5th, still in Fargo, Moorhead. Wow, they must have had some rain to still only be in the bottom of the 5th inning. But it is a 12-0 ball game. The Redhawks leading the Wichita Wingnuts. So it looks like the Wingnuts are probably going to be 2-6 after tonight's ball game. St. Paul Saints leading the top of the 9th over the Kansas City T-Bones in St. Paul at 7-5 there. Sioux City in the lead in the top of the 8th at home as they lead the Sioux Falls Canaries 8-6. So Sioux City, after starting the season off slow, they've won their last 2 games. They were 0-6 to start the year. Now they've won 2 in a row and look like they're in control right now, up by 2 over the Sioux Falls Canaries, who started off the season very, very hot, but have lost their last 2. Canaries started out 5-0 before dropping a couple to the Saints. And over in Gary, the Gary South Shore Railcats and the Joplin Blasters, they got rained out today. Didn't even start action there. Same with Lincoln and Winnipeg over there in Lincoln, Salt Dogs and Gold Eyes. So those 4 clubs, 2 ball games, will each play a pair of games tomorrow, I am assuming, as they got rained out today. So they'll have doubleheaders in Gary and a doubleheader in Lincoln tomorrow evening. With the win, the Lemurs now are 4-4, and they are tied for second place in the American Association with the Texas AirHogs. Since Joplin didn't play today, they're still 4-3, so they'll have the edge, but only a half game separating Joplin and Laredo, as well as the Texas AirHogs, from first place, as Laredo has now won back-to-back games for the first time this season. And once you get that back-to-back win, things can kind of start unfolding a little more for you, and you keep winning, and before you know it, you've won 3 in a row or 4 in a row before you finally lose one, and then you do it again. You go back-to-back. Back-to-back wins are critical in baseball, and even more so winning series and winning 3 in a row if you can. So Lemurs win tonight by a score of 7-1. Again, tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch. I apologize for the poor video stream tonight. I'll try and figure out a way to make it a little more steady tomorrow night. Might just have to be decreasing the video quality by a lot, so that you at least have some audio some better audio quality and a steady stream there tomorrow. So we will see. We will see what I can do. We got here, and things were kind of crazy today. So when we arrived at the ballpark, trying to get everything going with some early technical difficulties. Hopefully, the rest of the series will have something for you that was better quality than what tonight was. But apologize. But at least the Lemurs won tonight, 7-1. Final score here in win.